This opening brings back so many memories. 1998 was a great year for gaming. I remember seeing the wacky commercials for this game on TV, and though I never owned Banjo-Kazooie as a child, I did borrow it from my friends. And man, did I have a blast running around the levels, collecting all the collectibles. Let's begin our nostalgic playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie. Gruntilda the witch is sitting in her tower, talking to her pot, exclaiming she is the prettiest of them all, and Ding Pot interjects that no, actually it's a bear named Tooty who lives on Spiral Mountain. Grunty gets angry and goes and kidnaps the bear right in front of the short-sighted mole named Bottles, who informs Banjo Grunty has kidnapped his sister. So they learn some basic moves from Bottles and gather some empty honeycomb pieces around Spiral Mountain before heading off to Grunty's lair. We climb up the Spiral Mountain, talk to Bottles, then cross the bridge heading into the lair. Grunty's voice echoes through the lair from time to time to insult the Baron Bird, but we find our first major collectible in the game, a jigsaw piece, also known as a Jiggy. And use it on the giant picture frame opening our first level, Mumbo's Mountain. This isn't a big level at all, so collecting the Jiggies, musical notes, and other major collectibles doesn't take too long. So we head off and we collect our first Jinjo and a Mumbo token on this ledge. We jump to this platform in the lake to help another Jinjo, and we collect some music notes under the water and head over to Conga, who's throwing oranges. We steal an orange and step on the orange switches. When all three are hit, it reveals a Jiggy. We take the orange to Chimpy, who gives us another Jiggy. We collect some eggs and learn a new move from Bottles that lets Kazooie shoot eggs from both ends. And we battle Conga for another Jiggy. We collect more notes running past the termite mound up towards Mumbo and learn another move from Bottles that lets us ground pound, and we do just that, ground pounding some huts. We get a Mumbo token under the ramp at Mumbo's hut, then get a Jiggy from Mumbo's eye and pound the remaining huts for a Jinjo and another Jiggy. We shoot some eggs into this totem but save the last one so we can jump on it and collect an empty honeycomb piece before feeding the last one for another Jiggy. We collect this freestanding Jiggy and Mumbo token from Stonehenge and learn our final move in this level from Bottles, allowing Kazooie to climb steep slopes. We collect the notes in Jinjo and head off to this large slope with jutting out platforms to collect the final Jinjo for a Jiggy and get more notes. We head back down to where Conga is and jump across the log platforms to pound a Grunty switch, revealing a hidden Jiggy in Grunty's lair. We head to the slope near the entrance and collect another Jiggy and more notes. We jump to this alcove to collect another empty honeycomb piece and head off to Mumbo, who transforms us into a termite. We climb up the mound and collect the final notes and the final Jiggy at the top. Mumbo's Mountain is complete. We head out of the level still as a termite and collect a Jiggy that spawned on top of the level entrance and leave this area as Mumbo's magic wears off and we transform back into the bear and bird. We then climb this slope and talk to Bottles and open our first note door. We head to the next giant jigsaw puzzle and open up Treasure Trove Cove, the next level to explore. We head up this ramp and jump down to enter the doorway with the red eyes and jump into the treasure box, which is the entrance to Treasure Trove Cove. We jump in the water and collect Blue Jinjo while swimming away from Snacker and heading over to face off against a giant crab and head inside his shell to collect some notes and a Jiggy. We head outside and around his shell to collect another Mumbo token. We head over to the wrecked ship, the Salty Hippo, and collect some notes, a pile of gold, and we climb up to the crow's nest to get Green Jinjo and learn a move from Bottles. We then climb up for another Mumbo token and get another Mumbo token and a pile of gold in the ship's hold. We take the gold to Blubber, who gives us another Jiggy. We jump up some crates and talk to Bottle to learn another move, and we use the green pad to collect Mumbo token, then bounce our way to Purple Jinjo and a Jiggy, then collect some notes on a circular plateau. We drop down and collect another Mumbo token and swim to this box in the ocean to get an empty honeycomb piece and jump into this evil treasure chest for more notes. We then climb our way up the spiraling tower and pound an X, which reveals an arrow that we need to follow, and make our way up these stairs for some notes, and we jump our way around these boxes and alcoves for another Jiggy and swim to this honeycomb piece with Snacker on our heels. We climb our way up this section with small pools and dive for a Mumbo token. We walk along this cliff edge to get orange Jinjo and dive into this pool for a Jiggy. We pound more X's and collect a few more notes along these narrow cliffs and pound the final X for another Jiggy. We head back up these crates and drop off a small ledge and fill Leaky with eggs, which allows us to enter the sandcastle. We collect the notes on top and head in. We collect the 4 notes and spell out Banjo Kazooie on the sandcastle floor, which unlocks the gate for the Jiggy. We take out the crab and grab the Golden Delight. We take flight from the Salty Hippo's crow's nest and enter this evil treasure box for another Jiggy. We swim to this box for a Mumbo token and fly once more to reach this cave entrance. We find Yellow Jinjo on a tree who gives us a Jiggy. We then climb up this spiral cliff collecting some notes and pound the Grunty switch, revealing a hidden Jiggy in Grunty's lair. We enter the lighthouse collecting another Mumbo token and find the last of the notes and final Jiggy on top of the lighthouse. Treasure Trove Cove is complete. Then we exit the level, collect the Jiggy on the ship, and swim to this pipe where we find a Mumbo token. Then we make our way to the Clanker's Cavern picture and insert our collected Jiggies, opening the level, and make our way to the area that houses Clanker's Cavern. We pound some switches and head into this area that houses the Bubble Gloop Swamp picture frame, and insert our Jiggies to unlock this level as well, and head off to Clanker's Cavern. First off, we climb the pipes collecting notes, a Mumbo token, and a yellow Jinjo. We then swim down to the main section of the level and speak with Clanker. We swim to the deepest depths of the level and collect some notes and a green Jinjo, as well as swim through this key 3 times to lift Clanker to the surface of the water. He thanks us by giving us a Jiggy, which we collect later. We now do a lot of underwater swimming to collect blue Jinjo. We shoot Clanker's teeth, giving us a Jiggy and a Mumbo token. We swim back under the water for some notes and a Jiggy. We then take on the mutant snippets for another Jiggy. We swim under this grate for another empty honeycomb piece and climb this pipe for notes and get orange Jinjo from the large pipe and get another empty honeycomb piece from the next one, giving us another full health. We jump from these alcoves for more notes and finally get the Jiggy from Clanker's back. We climb his tail to reach this upper area and collect the Jiggy as well as some notes. We then use the screw from Clanker's blowhole, that's a sentence I never thought I would say, to reach this elevated platform and traverse the narrow pipe to collect another Jiggy. We fall into his blowhole and press the Grunty switch. We then collect some notes trying to avoid the saw fans and get a Jiggy. We swim to Clanker's mouth and collect some notes and swim through these rings, which raises the water level, where we collect another Jiggy, and we swim in the small offshoots, collecting notes, and the final purple Jinjo and collect the Jiggy from him. We then fly to the alcove on the opposite end of Clanker's stomach and enter where we talk to Bottles for a new move and collect the last remaining notes and final Jiggy. Clanker's Cavern is complete. Next, we pound the raised switches on Grunty's face to collect the Jiggy. We then open the next door, blocking our path, and head through more of Grunty's lair to reach Bubble Gloop Swamp. Or Bubble Glomp Swamp. Is it Glop or Gloop? I don't know. We head to Bottles immediately to learn a new move and collect yellow Jinjo from this stump, and fall to get a Mumbo token. We then pound this switch and race to collect the Jiggy. We backtrack to get green Jinjo and a Mumbo token. We jump to these huts, breaking them, revealing more pads, a Grunty switch, some notes. We collect a Mumbo token as well as a Jiggy. We then battle these frogs for another Jiggy and head off towards Tank Tup, the giant turtle, and head back to the beginning of the level to feed some eggs to Croctus, who teleports around the level, and we feed him more eggs when we find him around the level. We head around from where the entrance is and use our swamp boots to collect some notes near the giant egg, which we break, revealing another Jiggy. We head back to Tank Tup and get orange Jinjo, and head inside and talk to Tip Tup, where we jump on his pedestal for a honeycomb piece, and we play his minigame for a Jiggy. We collect the Mumbo token and get the hell out of there. We now head to the area with the giant crockhead and collect some notes, use the boots to collect even more notes, and climb this pole to collect blue Jinjo. We also feed Croctus again before heading to feed him for the last time for a Jiggy. Then it's time to head to the swamp maze, where we collect notes and pound another switch where we have to race for a Jiggy again. We find Mumbo's hut and enter, but we get a honeycomb piece first, and Mumbo turns us into a washing machine? before turning us into what he meant to, which is a small croc. We enter the massive croc head, collecting the notes and Mumbo token before we leave. We're not fast enough yet to get this Jiggy. We head back to where the huts were and collect some notes and the last Jinjo for a Jiggy, some Mumbo tokens, and the last of the notes. This level is pretty much complete, and we will head back for the last Jiggy when we learn a new move from bottles. So we exit and head off into this small tunnel to break this block of ice and unlock another level, Freeze Easy Peak, and head off to the note door to open another area where we break a wall to make a jump pad appear and jump down this giant vase to collect another Jiggy in Grunty's lair. We head back to the desert room and open a spider web and one blocking another warp pot. We also open another note door to find the picture to unlock another level, Gobi's Valley, which we promptly enter. We collect yellow Jinjo right off the bat. We head up toward the giant sphinx collecting some notes. We use our boots to collect more notes in the sand. Then we unclog the sphinx's nose and enter. We collect another Mumbo token and use the carpets to collect a Jiggy and orange Jinjo. We then use the flight pad on the Sphinx to fly through the rings on the golden statues' heads, and they reveal a Jiggy. We head over and learn a move from bottles and use the boots to get some notes. Then we go and press the switch revealing an empty honeycomb piece, and we go and save Gobi for a Jiggy. We go to the back of the pyramid and get green Jinjo and press the switch on top of the pyramid and slide down to enter the pyramid. We get a Mumbo token and notes and leave because the mummy gives me too much grief and I can't defeat it without gold feathers. So we shoot eggs into the Sphinx's mouth to raise this pyramid from the ground. We go back to the top of the Sphinx to collect the Jiggy and get some gold feathers, and use the flight pad to fly to get the honeycomb piece from the cactus, and use the boots to get the Jiggy from the mummy's hand, and we use our turbo trainers to race to the top of this pyramid before the door closes, and we collect the Jiggy, allowing the water to escape, and collect the notes before leaving, and collect the notes we bypassed as we race to the top. We head back to the pyramid that had the matching pictures tile puzzle, and we defeat the mummy and solve the puzzle for another Jiggy. We swim around the pond and collect the notes as well as blue Jinjo, then head to the top of the pyramid we raised from the ground and get a Mumbo token, and head inside. We dash through to find the Grunty switch, revealing a Jiggy in Grunty's lair, then collect the Jiggy in the sarcophagus and get purple Jinjo for another Jiggy. We head back to the entrance and pound on Gobi to water Trunker, who gives us another Jiggy, and pound on Gobi once again to get a honeycomb piece. Well, we're done here for now, but we'll have to come back when we learn another move from bottles to get the last notes and Jiggy. So we head off to get the Jiggy we revealed by pounding the Grunty switch and get another Mumbo token. Then we go enter Freeze Easy Peak, my favorite level in this whole game. We head down the slopes and collect some notes and meet Boggy. We collect some notes and Mumbo tokens around the feet of this giant snowman. We talk to Bottles to learn the final move in the game, and we get purple Jinjo, then use the move to defeat all of the evil snowmen around the level, revealing a Grunty switch, some Mumbo tokens, and an empty honeycomb piece. After they are defeated, a Jiggy reveals itself on top of the giant snowman. We press the 3 buttons on the snowman for a Jiggy which we collect. We collect a present on this islet and a honeycomb piece and some notes on the houses and save green Jinjo. We go and press the Grunty switch, revealing another Jiggy in Grunty's lair. We collect some notes behind the Christmas tree and save the Twinklies. We go and shoot the button on the back of the tree and fly through the star 3 times to unfreeze the Jiggy inside of the tree. We enter and collect some notes, another present, and the Jiggy. We collect some notes near Waz's cave and then climb the snowman's scarf, collecting notes along the way. We collect blue Jinjo, a Jiggy from the pipe, and another present. We get the Jiggy on the snowman's hat as well as some notes along the edge of the hat. We jump down and sled down the scarf, landing on Boggy, who barfs out a Jiggy. I think he would be barfing out a little bit more than a Jiggy if you ask me. We then take the 3 presents to the 3 polar bear cubs for another Jiggy. We head to Mumbo and collect yellow Jinjo from his attic, and he transforms us into a walrus, and then we collect some notes in the frozen water. We head to Waza and he gives us a Jiggy. We enter his cave and get an empty honeycomb piece, giving us another piece of health. We then head to race Boggy and collect the last of the notes. notes. We use the sled, weaving between the slalom poles, and win this Jiggy. We turn back into Banjo and enter Waza's cave and rescue Orange Jinjo, who gives us a Jiggy, and race Boggy for the final time to collect his last Jiggy. And that's all of everything in this level, so Freezy Peak is completed. We then collect the Jiggy in Grunty's lair we unlocked, and head back to Gobi's Valley, and use the move we learned in Freezy Peak to open the pyramid we couldn't before and get the final notes and Jiggy. Gobi's Valley's complete. Now we head back to Bubble Gloop Swamp and play Mr. Vile's minigame as a croc, which is much easier now that we have the turbo trainers. We win and get the final Jiggy in Bubble Gloop Swamp. Bubble Gloop Swamp is now complete. We exit the level as a croc and find Cheeto in the path we unblocked way earlier, and he gives us a cheat, blue eggs. We climb the slope near the giant Grunty head and open the note door and swim through these areas to find the picture frame for Mad Monster Mansion. We use our Jiggies to unlock the level, and we enter the area where the level entrance is and smash this gate open before heading into the level. We start off collecting the notes right in front of us, then break down the front door where we are greeted by a green ghost guarding a Jiggy. Then head back out and break this window to enter a room filled with feathers. And then we head out, seeing as we don't need any. And then we break open the cellar. We kill this ghost and start breaking open these sealed kegs to collect a Mumbo token, a Jiggy, and a Jinjo. We climb up on this wine storage case to collect some notes, then leave and climb up the gutter and collect some notes on the corners of the roof. We break into this window where we collect a Mumbo token and head around to break open this window which has golden feathers in it. We exit and use this pad to reach the 3rd floor where we break this giant window, collect a Jinjo, and some notes. We collect some notes around the roof before breaking this window to collect the notes lying around. Once outside again, we collect the last notes on the roof and save green Jinjo before hopping down the chimney. We collect a Mumbo token, then jump from chair to chair to collect the Jiggy under the sleeping ghost. Then collect the notes in the chairs before heading out. We then head into this hedge maze where we collect some notes, a Jinjo, and a Mumbo token. We then head towards this fountain area where we collect some notes and another Jinjo to collect their Jiggy. We head around this corner and collect a Mumbo token, and then jump this gate and break it down and jump from outcropping to outcropping around the well to collect some notes. We then head to this shed where we jump on top to collect some notes and a Mumbo token before heading in. We collect the notes around this room before jumping on this glass to slide around to spell out Banjo Kazooie to collect its Jiggy. We head into this corner for a Mumbo token, then find some notes in the grass. We break this gate down leading to the church where we feed the planters eggs while fighting gravestones to reveal a Jiggy. We then head into this stained glass of Banjo and Kazooie to refill on eggs and feathers. We head out and begin climbing the church, collecting the notes on the roof and a Mumbo token, then the Jiggy at the top of the church. We jump down and head back to the fountain area where we press this switch which opens the church and use the turbo trainers to dash to the door before it closes again. Once inside, we collect the notes on the pews before climbing the organ, collecting a Mumbo token, and then we play along with this floating hand who gives us a Jiggy for playing his game. We then climb the organ collecting some notes and use this flight pad to fly to the rafters where we collect a honeycomb piece and a Mumbo token. We press the Grunty switch revealing a Jiggy in the eye of the giant Grunty head, and we exit the church and head off to Mumbo. We collect the notes in his house and get him to transform us into a pumpkin. We head into this gap in the hedge maze to collect a Mumbo token and climb to the top of the maze to reach the roof of the mansion's 2nd floor, where we return to the room with the toilet who flushes us, and we collect the Jiggy in the septic tank. Quite gross. We exit and head to this room with a broken floor to collect a honeycomb piece and slide down the gutter into this rain collection barrel to collect some notes and a Jiggy. We then head back to the well and enter the bottom of it to collect the remaining notes, a Mumbo token, and the final Jiggy. Mad Monster Mansion is complete. We exit still as a pumpkin and head to where we broke the gate before we entered the level and enter this small building. Mumbo is waiting for us inside, so we transform back into the Baron Bird and break open this coffin to press this switch, which raises the water level in the area where Rusty Bucket Bay is located. We turn back into a pumpkin and exit this area and cross a dangerous path to find Cheeto, who gives us another cheat, red feathers. We leave to collect the Jiggy in the eye of the giant grunty head by pressing this switch for a flight pad and dashing to it before it breaks. We then head into the area now filled with water and collect a Mumbo token before climbing the boxes and crates to find another water level switch, which we press and head into the now accessible area to put the Jiggies we found into the Rusty Bucket Bay's picture frame. We unlock the level and head inside. We start off heading towards the left to pay 4 eggs to the toll and cross the bridge and break the sunroof to enter this warehouse, where we collect a Jiggy and then head to the other side for some notes and then exit. We swim through the oily water and cross the toil bridge again to cross this narrow ledge with some notes and jump from barrel to barrel across this horrible poison, really bad stuff to collect some notes and save Green Jinjo and get a Mumbo token. Then we jump down this crane to collect some notes and pay more eggs to the toll and cross the bridge to enter the large containers to collect some notes, a Mumbo token, more notes, and jump to the top of this one to enter and collect a Mumbo token and a Jinjo. We exit and head off to the other side and jump up to collect some notes on this grate, then swim down into this opening to save another Jinjo. We swim back to dry land and make our way back to this ledge to save another Jinjo on this buoy, then head to collect the notes on the loading plank that leads up to the ship. We enter this porthole and collect a Mumbo token and some notes. We then break this window and enter to collect more notes, and then we just exit again. We then climb up and enter the smokestack, which leads to the engine room. We climb down the ladder and collect the honeycomb piece and traverse the perilous spinning platforms and cogs, collecting Mumbo tokens and notes along the way to press these 2 switches to slow down the ship's propellers. We collect it with barely any time left to spare and head back to the ship. We head to the back of the ship to collect notes and a Mumbo token and jump down this porthole to collect more notes and press this fan switch, which slows down the fans in the engine room. We climb to collect this Mumbo token, then climb these crates so we can climb to the top of the crane and jump over to the grunty switch and press it to reveal a hidden Jiggy and climb the crane once again to collect the notes on the lower level and pay eggs to the toll and cross the bridge to save another Jinjo and collect their Jiggy. We head over to this toll and pay the eggs, then climb back up to the crane and drop the TNT to break open the cargo hold and enter where we face off against Boss Boombox, whom we defeat for another Jiggy. We then head around this smokestack and collect some notes and then break this window to the captain's quarters where we collect some notes and a Jiggy. Then jump down this porthole to the kitchen and collect some more notes and a Mumbo token. Then break open this window to the navigation room where we collect more notes and Mumbo tokens. Then we jump down to where the whistles are and collect some notes and input the correct code to reveal a Jiggy. We then climb the crane and hit the switch to raise the grate box and dash back to collect the Jiggy and collect this Mumbo token and jump into the water to swim into the warehouse where we collect another honeycomb piece. We head back outside and escape from Snacker and swim into the anchor's holding room where we collect more notes and press the switch which raises the anchor off of the dolphin and he leaves behind a Jiggy which we collect. We head back to the engine room and collect some more notes and a Jiggy and then head back outside and climb the connecting ledges between the 2 smokestacks, collecting the remaining notes and the final Jiggy. Rusty Bucket Bay is complete. We exit the level and head into this room where we collect the Jiggy revealed by the grunty switch and climb our way up to this water raising switch and press it and swim our way over to Cheeto for the last time and he gives us our final cheat, gold feathers. And we then head into the sandcastle in Treasure Trove Cove and input our codes for blue eggs, red feathers, and gold feathers on the castle floor to double our consumables. We then begin searching for the final picture frame and head to unlock another note door leading to a forested area where we climb up some leaves and press a switch revealing the Jiggy pad. We find a hidden Mumbo token and make our way to the picture frame and put in our Jiggies to unlock Click Clock Wood and make our way to the level entrance and enter the hardest and final level of the game. First off, we press the flower switch which opens the door to spring and we collect some notes and enter and our sight is greeted by a massive tree. We swim across the lake and climb up to the root collecting some notes and follow the tree trunk to another root for more notes and follow the root to a grassy terrace and a plowed field and shoot some eggs into the hole to make a flower begin to to grow and collect more notes. We head off towards this route where we collect even more notes and begin climbing up this massive tree, collecting more notes as we climb up to this carved out section and collect a Mumbo token on these branches and find a beehive and get a Mumbo token at the edge of it. We continue climbing higher and higher till we find a treehouse that's under construction and we collect yet another Mumbo token. We follow the treehouse path and find a sun switch which we press, which opens the door to summer, and we enter the squirrel's house and collect another Mumbo token and exit. Then we continue climbing the tree to collect a Mumbo token near this massive nest, cracking the egg, birthing an eagle chick, and climb up these precarious branches to save a Jinjo and enter the tree by breaking this door and collect a Jiggy. We climb back down the tree and cross the briar patch to Mumbo's skull. We talk to him and he transforms us into a bumblebee after joking about transforming us into a T-Rex. We exit and fly to the top of the tree to collect another Jiggy. Then we enter the beehive and save a Jinjo. We collect another Mumbo token. Then we head off to the summer door and enter. Mumbo transforms us back because bees for some reason can't go to different seasons. We collect this worm for the baby eagle and climb these leaves collecting some notes and go talk to this beaver who's been blocked out of his house. So we break the boulder and collect a Mumbo token and some notes from the entrance. We follow the dried up river and find the leaf switch which opens the door to fall, and jump across the dried river to find Gobi near the flower. So we pound him to water it and watch it grow a little. We go to this route and collect a Mumbo token and then begin climbing up the tree, and we spot yellow Jinjo in some grass. And then we climb up to this spot on the tree where more large leaves are growing and carefully climb them to reach a Jiggy. We continue climbing near the treehouse. We collect some notes and a Jiggy from inside. We head back towards the beehive and collect some notes before heading inside to fight off the Zubbas for another Jiggy. We exit and climb the tree near the squirrel's house to collect some notes. We jump across these gaps to collect the Mumbo token while on the way to feed the baby eagle some worms, who grows a little bit and falls back to sleep. We begin making our way back down the tree to exit and head off to the door to fall and enter. The baby eagle wants more worms. We collect more notes from this plant and continue climbing the tree. We follow the wooden walkways and talk to the squirrel who needs us to find 6 acorns for him, and we do just that. And we give the squirrel the acorns and he gives us a Jiggy in return. We fall from the tree and find a worm on this route and enter the beaver's home where we collect more notes and a Jiggy. We leave and start searching for more notes in this plant and go pound on Gobi once again to water the plant, which fully grows and blooms into a big giant flower, revealing a Jiggy, and we collect more notes and a Jinjo. We make our way up to the bird's nest and press the snowflake switch, opening the door to winter, and feed the baby bird again, and it grows a little bit once more. So we jump back down to the exit and collect this Mumbo token before we enter the door to winter. We enter and the level is filled with snow and ice cube enemies. We spot the now wilted flower and collect a Mumbo token, then dive into the frozen river to visit the beaver again to collect a honeycomb piece. We swim back out, thankful we didn't freeze, and use this flight pad to take out the evil snowmen, and we press the final grunty switch, which reveals this hidden Jiggy. We find another Mumbo token and continue our snowman extermination, but we get no reward for it. Sorry, snowmen. So we land and collect some notes on these branches, more on top of the treehouse and some on this wooden platform. We enter the squirrel's home again, but he's all cozy, so we leave and talk to the baby eagle, who's now fully grown, and he gives us a Jiggy for helping take care of him. And we collect more notes climbing up the tree. We then head into Mumbo's skull, but Mumbo's on vacation, so we leave. We climb to the top of his skull to collect the very last Jinjo, who gives us a Jiggy. We use the flight pad and use the beak bomb to break open this window where we find the final honeycomb piece of the game. And here's where I get stumped. We're missing one last Jiggy and very few notes. And let me tell you, I spent hours, literally, trying to find them. Can you guess where they were? Yeah? Can you? Well, the final Jiggy was on the giant flower in fall, which I don't know why I forgot. I also find some notes in Mumbo's hut in fall. Now we only need 4 more notes. This took me so long just to find 4 notes. Can you guess where? That's right, in the beehive in fall. Total facepalm moment. Anyway, that's everything in Click Clock Wood, so now this level is complete. We head back to Mumbo in spring to transform back into the bee and leave the level to collect the final Jiggy in the game on this alcove revealed by the Grunty switch. So that's everything, 100%. Now we just gotta beat the game. We open the note door and we head into this room with this platform and are teleported to Grunty's game room, where we have to play her game or be tossed into the lava. We travel across the game board answering questions and finding opening Joker cards to reach the end. When we do, we save Tooty and Grunty runs off, forcing us to watch the credits, quote unquote. We head home and begin having a party, but Tooty scolds us and tells us to take the fight to Grunty. We head back to Grunty's lair and use our jiggies to open the way to fight Grunty, unlocking the final note doors for consumable refills and using the last of our jiggies to complete a jigsaw puzzle which doubles our health. And then we take the fight to Grunty. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Banjo-Kazooie will always be one of my all-time favorite games. I had a blast recording and editing it for you guys. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.